Hello friends and neighbors, welcome to Gentry Vintage. I am Josh, your host. I hope this video finds you well. Tonight's video is going to be a VR to Jonathan Piper X1X. He is celebrating his 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations for that, Jonathan. Very well deserved. Really enjoy your content. My wife absolutely adores your accent. Jonathan posed the question, tell us a story about something embarrassing that's happened to you that other people have witnessed. Well, as a man who's visually impaired, this is something that I could probably write a book on. Embarrassing things happen to me probably at least once a day. Some funny, some not. But I was going to tell you about one that it was quite embarrassing at the time. Actually, it's kind of two stories. Same subject matter, two different stories, but both were quite embarrassing at the time, but are now funny now that I look back on them. So, before we get started, tonight I'm smoking my Peterson 305 System Standard, and tonight we are having some Burley Flake in it. So, several years ago, I used to live about a mile from where I work. On nice weather days when it was warm, not too hot, not too cold, just nice, pretty weather, I would walk to and from work. At the time, I had a German Shepherd guide dog who unfortunately passed away last year. But I would walk to and from work, not only for exercise for myself, but if you know anything about German Shepherds, they are very, very active dogs. And she absolutely loves walking. So, it would let her burn off a little energy and get a little exercise along with myself. And so I would try to walk as much as I could. Well, there was a water main break at the end of the side street next to my work and the highway that my workplace sits on. So, one day, I'm walking home, and I've been walking to work every day this week, and the water main work was not interfering with my path of walking. They had the side road blocked off next to my work, and where they were digging and everything, the barricades were just slightly up from the sidewalk, just blocking the entrance to the road. So, I was able to walk through and everything without, being able to having to go out in traffic and all that. So, everything was going well with that. So one day, I was walking home from work, and I approached the side street, which there was a traffic light at the side street. But due to the side road being blocked off, there was no reason for me to, have to check with the flow of traffic and everything, cars turning in and out and all that, because it was obviously blocked off. And so I commenced crossing this side street. Well, about halfway across the street, my dog just dead stops in the middle of the road. I said, oh, no, we're not having this. I don't care if there's traffic coming or not, your dog doesn't stop in the middle of the street. So, I gave her a command, forward. She didn't move. Once again, I said, forward, in a little more firm voice. She didn't move. I said, no, German Shepherds can be stubborn. If you, like I said, if you're not familiar with German Shepherds, they're kind of like children sometimes, but they can be stubborn. So I thought she was just having a stubborn moment, and so I was getting a little aggravated, and I said, all right, maybe if I start to, man, you can tell it's nice this evening. All the motorcycles and four-wheelers and stuff out running around. So anyway, I decided, I said, well, maybe if I start to walk and tell her forward and everything, she'll just start to walk with me. So I took a step forward. She didn't budge. I said, all right, what is going on here? I couldn't see nothing that was, blocking our path or anything. There were some trees that were casting some shadows and everything, and it was a bright sunny day. And sometimes with the shadows and the sun and everything, it kind of messed with my vision a little bit. So I stuck my foot out and started kind of feeling around. I said, well, there's nothing there. I don't understand why she's stopping. So I said, all right, I'm gonna try this again. So I said, forward. We started moving forward. Well, I started moving forward. The dog did not. I took a couple more steps, holding on. I let go of her harness handle, and I just had the leash. So, I'm a couple steps out in front of her, and she's still kind of standing there, kind of pulling back, like, Next thing I know, I am standing in a hole, and the road is about neck level with me. And it took me a minute. It happened so sudden, it kind of took me a minute to realize what happened and get my bearings and everything, So I realized what had just happened. Realized that I'm still standing upright, and quickly analyzed, and I said, all right, I'm not hurt or nothing. I'm good. And I turned around, and I'm about staring right at my dog's chest, pretty much, when she's standing up on the road, and she's kind of looking down at me like, you idiot! I tried to tell you, and you wouldn't listen. So at this point, nothing hurt but my pride. So I said, all right, I got to figure out how to climb up out this hole here and get back up on the solid ground and hope nobody saw us. About the time I was trying to pull myself up out this hole, I seen this lady coming down the sidewalk, getting ready to cross the road, and she obviously seen the hole because she stepped off the sidewalk and with her little fluffy dog and made a big detour around this ditch that they had dug out, and never said a word. She, are you okay? Oh my God, nothing. Didn't even acknowledge me there. So I said, all right, maybe she's just trying to not embarrass me, and she realized I'm okay, and she kept going. So I commenced to start pulling myself back up, and as I'm finally on my knees trying to, got myself up out the hole and trying to get back up on my feet, I look up and there's a construction worker standing there in his bright neon vest and his hard hat and everything. And he said, "Oh my God, man, are you okay?" I said, "I'm good." I said, that thing just snuck up on me. He said, "I seen you." He said, "I was out there, I seen you." And he said, "I seen your dog stop." And I thought, okay, he's all right. He knows what's going on, whatever. And he said, next thing I know, I look over and I just saw your dog. And he said, I come running over as quick as I could. And he said, I realized you were okay. And he said, I stopped for a second. And I said, what do I do? Do I go, help him, or do I just kind of let him be? But he said, I wanted to make sure he was all right. And I said, no, I'm good. And he said, man, I am so sorry about that. And I said, it's all right. It's not your fault. And I said, it's really my fault. I wasn't listening to my dog. But, so, he made sure I was all right and everything. I dusted myself off, and he made sure to let me know, the clear path to get around everything to go along my way. So I started along my way and walking home thinking about what had just happened. And I was quite embarrassed. So the embarrassing part comes. I forget how I got to work the next morning. I didn't walk. I forget how I got to work the next morning, but the next afternoon, it was usually dark in the morning when I'd walk to work. So I said, all right, I'll walk home again now that I know all that's there. We'll be good to go. So I come up on the same side street that evening afternoon coming home from work, and I said, all right, now I know what to do here. They got that thing all dug out and everything. I just need to walk around it like the guy showed me yesterday. And I noticed some of the barricade stuff had been moved. So I stopped for a second and I said, all right, either they're trying to block it off or they've dug more stuff out and I need to figure out what's going on here. Well, about the time I was trying to analyze it, I look over and the same construction worker standing right there at the corner, and he said, hey buddy, he said, I'm gonna help you today. And I said, all right. He said, what we're gonna do, he said, you're gonna cross the road here, and he said, you're gonna come across and then you're gonna kind of make a U and just come back over and to bypass all this. And he said, I'm gonna help you. And I said, all right. So about that time he turns around and starts hollering. Well, there was a guy out in the middle of the highway there digging, and there was cars still going by on each side, but they had the middle part dug out and kind of blocked off. So he hollers, and the guy on the backhoe stops doing what he's doing, spins the backhoe around to block traffic, jumps off the backhoe, and stands there. And he said, all right, you're clear, go. So I told my dog, we turned to go the other way across the highway. So I told her forward and everything, we went. So I get across the street, there's another construction worker standing over there. And he said, all right, buddy, I got you. And I was like, okay. I said, team effort here. So this guy walks me over to another construction worker who walks me around all the construction equipment and back across on the other side of the road. And then I get to the other side of the road and there's another guy standing over there. So all of a sudden, I realized, there's about 4 or 5 guys out here just trying to help me get around all this mess. I said, which tells me every single one of them probably saw what happened yesterday. So, I thanked them for their assistance and everything, and they were real nice about it. And but it made me realize how many people probably saw all that, and they just either realized I was okay or they didn't want to embarrass me or whatever. But it was really nice that they assisted me, but it was quite embarrassing, to say the least. And my now wife, I remember when I was telling her about the whole situation, of course, the first thing she said was, well, I guess you learned to listen to your dog, didn't you? I said, yeah. One of the things they tell you in guide dog training, when you're training with the guide dog school, is you have to learn to trust your dog. Don't second guess your dog. You have to learn to trust your dog. And in the beginning couple of years or so that I had a dog, it was kind of hard for me to do that because I just wasn't used to relying on a dog to make sure I wasn't going to kill myself. But, as the years went on and we worked together as a team, I obviously learned to trust her. But there was another similar situation. So I can't remember which one happened first, but the other situation. So here in Louisville, Kentucky, down on the riverfront, there's a little park, and there's a pedestrian bridge that crosses over. It's an old railroad bridge that they've made into a pedestrian bridge, and it crosses over the river to Indiana. So me and the now wife and a couple friends was gonna meet up down there, walk across the bridge, and then we was gonna walk around over there in Indiana a little bit and find us something to eat, and then come back across and just enjoy the day. There's a little ice cream shop and everything over there. So so we get down there, and I think we were still waiting on one of our friends to get there. And it had been one of them days where it's summertime and it's chances of thunderstorms, pop-up storms and all that. Well, it was sunny when we got there, and it suddenly started clouding up pretty good. And not too long after it started clouding up, it got really dark, and it commenced to raining. So he said, it's summertime, whatever, nice little rain. Well, that started thundering, lightning, rain got heavier. Next thing I know, it's turned into a sideways, upside down kind of rain. So we were trying to figure out where to go to get out of the rain. Well, I don't know about now. It's been several years since we've been down there. But the only place really to go to get out of the rain, if you're not in a car, was there's some public restrooms. And we went over trying to get to the public restrooms. There was like an overhang. The restrooms sit on a big concrete slab, and there's like an overhang around the little building, and so people were trying to get over there to get out of the rain. So we were, following the people and going to do the same thing. Well, we're practically running to get over there. She's in front of me, and me and the dog's behind her, and she dives under there. Well, there's all kinds of people in my way. And I thought, how am I going to get around these people? And my dog's kind of slowing down, trying to figure out what they're doing and how to get around them. So I look over, and off to the side of this concrete slab, I see, just a grassy area. So I said, all right, I'll just step over in the grass and kind of walk around them and then, get up there out of the rain. Well, my dog, we get to go over where I was going to step into the grass. And my dog, once again, or this could have been the first time, but my dog just kind of stopped. And I thought, okay, she don't like the rain. She don't like mud and all that. So she's just probably trying to keep me from stepping in the mud. So I was like, come on, let's go. It's pouring. Come on, come on. Well, she was like, ain't having it. So once again, or this may have been the first time, like I said, I dropped the harness handle, had the leash in my hand, and I take off and trying to kind of pull her with me because it's just pouring down rain. And like I said, she hated rain. That dog could not stand. He couldn't even hardly get her to go outside and potty if it was raining. But yeah, well, drama queen. But so I said, all right, we're just gonna get in this grass and walk around here and swing around these people and get up here in the under this little root thing. So I took off and I went to step on what I thought was grass, and next thing I know, I'm on my hands and knees, and my dog is practically on my back. What had happened was that little piece of grass that was next to that concrete slab wasn't a piece of grass. It was about a 4 or 5 foot drop off. So as I stepped off to the side to walk around these people, I stepped off a 4 or 5 foot drop off. So I'm down there on my hands and knees, trying to figure out what just happened, and my dog's like on top of me, and she's freaking out. And then all of a sudden I look up this concrete wall, and this guy comes jumping down and gets down on his hands and knees next to me. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Are you okay? Don't move, don't move. I said, I'm fine, but what the hell just happened? He said, you just walked off this a drop off, dude. He said, did you not see it? I said, no. I said, that's my guide dog. I said, I'm blind. And he said, oh my God, are you okay? I said, I think I'm fine. And I was trying to stand up and realized that my knee was busted up. And I'm bleeding. My knee's bleeding. Britches is all ripped up. And I said, I scraped up my knee a little bit, but I think I'm good. He said, well, let me help you up. I said, don't worry about me. I said, let me get my dog, make sure she's okay. And I checked out my dog. She's fine. She just kind of freaked out. So I had a backpack with dog water bowl and some water bottles for us and whatever else, just some stuff we brought with us. So he's like, give me your backpack. Let me sling this up here. That help you out a little bit. And so I pick my dog up and go to set my dog up on the concrete ledge, up on the slab or whatever. And I look up, and all these people that I was trying to get around are all standing on the edge of this wall looking down, trying to make sure I'm okay. And I don't even have a clue how many people there was, but at the time it seemed like there was a couple hundred, but it was probably just 5 or 10. But at that point I was super embarrassed, and there's just people everywhere staring at me and telling each other what had just happened, and it was a big event for them apparently. But oh man, it was so embarrassing. But I don't know who the gentleman was that tried to help me, but he did help me, but he just kind of come out of nowhere. But it was super nice of him to jump down there and check on me and help me out. But you know, we got up and everything, and the rain kind of slacked up, and we ended up, for the most part, enjoying the rest of our day. But I spent the rest of the day being super embarrassed because some of those people were people that were doing the same thing as us, walking across the bridge and all of that. So not only did we see them on the way over there, but we saw some of them on the way back. And every now and then I'd get somebody that would come up and, hey man, you okay? You okay? I seen what happened earlier. Oh man, it was super embarrassing. Now it's funny, but it was, oh my god. So yeah, a day in the life of a guy who's visually impaired makes for a lot of embarrassing moments. But anyway, that's just a couple of things there that, just a couple small examples of some embarrassing stuff that's happened to me. Kind of one of them things you kind of had to be there, but it was definitely embarrassing, that's for sure. I think the riverfront thing may have been more embarrassing than the construction thing, but good times, good times. Anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, but Jonathan, congratulations once again on your 1,000 subscribers. That is just awesome. And like I said, I really enjoy your content, and my wife always wants me to check and make sure you don't have a new video out, because like I said, she absolutely adores your accent. And congratulations, sir. But other than that, I reckon that's going to be it for this video, and until then, I guess we'll see you next time.